Hey everybody, what's up? Jester here. Welcome back to episode 8 of the Immersive Revolution Rebirth. We're going to try this again. Yep, we're going to try this again. The last time everything went sideways, I had to, I lost the video. So I've got to start over from zero. We're going to begin yet again. So this is the second time recording this. The first time, we ran into a bit of a problem when I was rendering it, and the entire file corrupted. Yeah. Anyhow, enough of my rambling. In episode 7 last time, before everything went side, we got this up and running. We have a new building that will need to be furnished. I need to figure out an elevator. This was going to be elevator, but I don't think it's going to go here. Maybe here. We'll have to figure that out. We are going to need to get some machines in here from Immersive Engineering. But the other thing that we're going to need, as we pull up the quest book, is power. Because, yeah, the improved blast furnace doesn't require power. It's going to help us with steel production. But powered blasting, the preheater does. As you can see, this is one of the early ones going. The electrical press will require power, but we also have the kinetic dynamo. The kinetic dynamo will work with, do they have a water wheel? I'm almost certain. Yes. The Immersive Engineering water wheel, ton of treated wood. They also have a windmill, which is this guy. What the? That's a recipe. That's a recipe. Twilight. Okay. Okay. Anyhow, yep, we gotta make those. Sailing away, windmill sails. That's just the frame. Pattern, or a banner pattern, and that gets us into the accumulators, which is like batteries, and then the lightning rod. I don't know if the lightning rod's gonna work all that well over here. We'll have to figure something out. Might have to add a tower. However, the other thing that we have is rotational power, the alternator. With an alternator, why is it just a zinc block? That doesn't make sense. With an alternator, you can go through with rotational power and generate electricity. And then you have the motor, which uses electricity to generate rotational power. Why do you call it a downgrade? Cruise converts electrical energy into kinetic motion, providing the necessary rotational force to power your machines. So yeah, you can set up all the other stuff. I still don't. Twilight, we're gonna have words. Now, real fast, before I was like, I thought, didn't you already record this? Don't you already know this? Do you not know? Never mind. All right, so unfortunately, I didn't leave enough room in here to have a 9x9 mechanical crafting setup. So that's gonna be fun. Let's go ahead. Back tank, hydraulic engine. So we need to create something for that. Make the back tank. How is all of this running? We still have to deal with you, don't we? Now look at that. Water is weak. Heat is even weaker. I think right here we can have another one set up. Now, a couple things we're going to need. We're going to need a spout. I know we don't need to, but having an extra might not be bad. 2 mechanical presses are needed. Hydraulic engine still requires 3 times. And then the vault. I think we'll use vaults this time instead of item drains. Brass funnels and barrels. Not the biggest fan of building this into the wall like this. We might be able to sort it out later. Down the belt, we're going to need that. Ooh, we're going to need water. Spout. Press. Press. Go ahead and get these configured the right way. All right, looking at that, it'd be nice to be able to run that down because that is right behind that beam. A couple of gearboxes. I think we're going to need them in a vertical setup. I'll take that, rotate you around. There we go. Yeah, it turns out there's a lot more things that I need. All right, let's make... Yeah, we'll make a bunch of these. So we're going to use them. And we should be able to tap right into the bottom here. Spin in the right direction? You are. Fantastic. Throw one there. Funnel, funnel, insert, barrel on the other side. Let's clean that up a little bit, make it look a little bit more presentable, shall we? Unlike my inventory. I don't entirely know how I'm feeling about this just yet. Especially because of this one here. Actually, let's... And the next issue is I have to get this thing moving. We have a source. Source needs to move, though. How are we going to do... Ooh. Will that work? Possibly. Let's do a little bit of digging first. Maybe not. Actually, wait a minute. Now we're going to have to go up over top. Nope. Twilight, I hope you're enjoying this. It is an expert pack after all. This also does, it gives me that spot right there if I need to fill up buckets. That's bugging me. All right, hydraulic engine. Plate. Squeeged. And just like that. 9% chance of random salvage, so let's go ahead. Make a bunch more. That works. A couple andesite alloy sheets. There it is. Back tank. Charge one of these. I'll go ahead and set it up right here. I don't have anywhere else. Connect the top up to some rotational force, and it will charge. Obviously, with the slowness that we're dealing with here, you can see that it's going to take a while to get to the full 15 minutes. However, for the jetpack, yeah. After acquiring the elytra, we're a hot minute from the elytra. Alternator. Iron plates, andesite alloys, LV wire. And then a capacitor, which is zinc sheets and yeah. All right. You have 6 plates, 3 wires, way up top, iron rod, capacitor at the bottom. We have alternator. You look at the ponder, shows you basically breaks it down. Give it 32 RPM and it will generate some electrical force. Now, sadly, this whole thing barely gives. Barely gives 32 RPM. The engineer's manual from Immersive Engineering. We go in here, we're going to need that press first and foremost. Metal press breaks it down. We're going to need 1 redstone engineering block, 1 heavy engineering block, 2 conveyor belts, 2 steel scaffolding, and a piston. When you have these in your inventory, it will actually tell you and give you a good heads up on that. Now, what you're going to find is a lot of these things are kind of... Oh, my God. Seriously. Oh, they're kind of normal when it comes to you're going to need them. This, obviously, is not normal. Like the sheer quantity of steel that is required. Like those, yeah. Electrum sheet metal, bunch of precision mechanisms, electrum plate. Also, know that a lot of my audible frustration is coming from the fact that I've already done all this. And then, of course, the scolding towards our dear friend Twilight. Now, something else we need to do, because we're going to need just massive quantities of steel as I'm getting a lot of these other things taken care of. Went ahead and tore down the blast furnace. Should probably put the wall back up. And get a ladder. Nice thing about this is it can be automated. The one complaint I've always had about this particular multi-block is its awkward appearance. And I hit the back. As you can see, it has no preheaters, but it'll still run. It's slow, but it'll still run. Now the preheaters, what are we looking at? Fluid pipe, iron, 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 iron. That's changed. Really? The external heater didn't change? It's the fluid pipe that changes? 14, 20. Oh, man. Okay. At least give us 2. No. No. Why would it? So I don't know where to put it. So I went ahead and set up 2 more kilns. We've got some electrum being done. I need to get a way to automate a lot of that because you can't automate these alloy kilns. This is unfortunate. And this is slow as crap. It's also doing a block, so it's going to be. Oh, gives me a hopper. Okay. The sheer simple fact that I had to make this many. It's enough to send a person over the falls. To pair with our alternator, we're going to now have the motor. Let's see here. This should be the recipe. No. These guys. With the... That's right. The alloys on top. I know in an earlier episode talked about the ore manipulation, right? I took 8 nickel, 8 raw nickel, ran it through the crushing wheels twice, then mixed it with water in the basin, blasted it up, and ended up with 22 nickel. That doesn't convince you as soon as possible to get that stuff going. I don't know what does. All right, thermoelectric generator. Need some steel. Now, if memory serves with this, let's go ahead and look it up in the book. Thermoelectric generator works by having 2 opposing heat source or temperature sources. These temperature gradients between 2 sources: hot fluid on one side, colder fluid on the other. Fantastic. And that's why we're given a block of packed ice. This is going to need scaffolding. Twilight, if you see nothing wrong with this, man, look at that. Look! Shirk. I don't know if this is going to work or not. So we're going to test it out. So I think I'm going to work backwards. Yeah, we'll put that there. Actually, motor. You go on there. Fantastic. Dig a hole. You go on one side. Now, let's find out if magma blocks work. No indication. Negative. Now, we do have a bucket of lava. Negative. Dry ice is not effective. And that's not enough. You can see it's so even at 8, it's overstressed. All right, Twilight. 81 of these things? Yeah, you went and made me did that. It's all your fault. Not the best scaffolding. For now, it will work. These two punching out 65,000 stressed units. This one's trailing behind just because of water pressure. I wanted to get this up and running. This one, all that does is a backup for that. That's pumping the water to keep the water going. And then I have water wheels underneath pumping water for that. Redundancy. Excessive redundancy. That's all it is. And everything else is running. Everything else is up a little bit faster. Got a little bit more resources. Clean those out. So yeah. Now we can make these silly pipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 4 tall or 3 tall? It's 4 tall. Redstone signal. We got button. We have our pipes. All right, got the external heater that we need. Got the pipes that we need. That's one. Here's our second external heater, and I need a few more sheet metal casings. Is that what sheet metal? This is another modified recipe. There's our second. Power blasting. With an upgraded, improved blast furnace, access to electricity, you could take steel production to new heights. This should speed up the process. We've been at this for a while, getting that downstairs area situated. So that goes in. We'll have to get power in here, which I'm not entirely sure how I want to do that now. Unless I want to feed rotational stress over. Which I'm not entirely certain I want to do. I think we'll just move this stuff. Think this will work. Nope. Because, well, I don't have a silk pick. That's what I was afraid of. Yep. I had a feeling that would happen. Because, well, reasons. Ow, zap. After acquiring some snow, pressing in ice, and chilling it into act ice. Right, get them connected up to the relays. And you can see this doesn't really move, right? I mean, it's moving, obviously, but it's not very quick. So a little bit of power. God, that's annoying as a sound. All right. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. Oh my God. We diverged from the last version. Remember, beginning of this episode, This is a second time going through it. This basement area that I made, that's just like, you know what? I'm done. Yeah. Before, I had to chop it down, make the pipes, this, that, and the other. Now we're doing things a little bit differently. So between this and the start of the next one, I'm going to chew through some resources, get everything processed up, get a whole bunch of steel so we can get deeper into immersive engineering, because we're going to need some serious, serious power. And hopefully, maybe this bad boy, getting into the refinery and into the diesel generator, put those downstairs in that area and get the blasting, making more steel for us. And then who knows? Quarry Plus might be a thing. At least coming up somewhat soon. Actually, this could be bunch of steel, bunch of diamonds. Yep. This could be up next as well. Anyhow, appreciate the patience. Take care. I'll see you next time.